Through the litter-strewn park trudged Moss all alone on the treacherous journey from school to home, kicking a can along, humming a tune, unaware that his life would change drastically soon. Now for some it is heights, and for some may be rats. Some people are phobic of spiders or bats. Irrational dreads vex both adults and kids, and poor little Moss was about to see his come bounding towards him on 4 massive paws, with hate-filled red eyes and slavering jaws. But Moss didn't pause to be savaged alive. He sprints for his life in a race to survive. Like a fox being chased by a hunt pack, he rushes straight down the banking into the bushes, legs and his lungs screaming in pain, pushing his pace to a maximum strain. One glimpse over his shoulder, the dog starting to gain. He makes one final dash, then splash! Flat on his back in the rank little stream, so choked with fear that he can't even scream. With the beast straddled over him, baring its teeth, slaver drips from its jowls onto Moss just beneath.
Hey!
Came a voice.
Bad dog, get away! You're in so much trouble, Norman. How'd you get out anyway? Go on, that's it. Leave him alone. That's a good dog. Mum will disown you if she catches you out.
Norman the dog did not hang about, but gave Moss's face one slobbering lick, then bounded off out of the scene double quick. Soaking and filthy, Moss lay in the brook, dejected, despondent, and cursing his luck. He'd have cried at that moment had he not heard the voice of that girl saying these kindly words.
Sorry about Norman.
The girl said to Moss, and jumped over the stream with a deft little hop.
He ain't so bad. He just don't understand. Come on, Mudman, let me give you a hand.
She pulled him out of the water and helped him to stand.
I'm Rosa,
she said.
You got a name or what?
There was an uncertain pause, and then...
Moss.
Moss? What the hell kind of name is that? Just messing. Come on, let's follow this track. There must be a shortcut back to the road.
And that's how Rosa and Moss came to be in the dark little grove. Where the sun seemed to shine at a slightly odd angle, it was shady and damp. The floor was a tangle of brambles and ivy, snaring loose litter, murky and mildewed, musky and bitter, where crows seemed to twitter secrets and curses, which creaking tree boughs rhymed in murderous verses that riddled the mind in terror and doubt. And...
Yo, Moss! Oh my God! Come check this out!
Cool!
What the children had found, cloaked in bushes and creepers, with faded graffiti adorning its features, ravaged by the weather, tires gone altogether, engines shot forever, was an old ice cream van. Rosa picked up a brick, like a slick little vandal, but Moss shouted,
Stop! First, let's try the handle.
Which worked like a charm. To their joy and surprise, the van door creaked open. They both jumped inside. In a frenzy of giggles, they explore and they fiddle and twiddle and meddle with dials and pedals, with handles and levers, with wheels and meters, with ice cream machines and switches and tweeters.
Hey, you turned on the thing. The twingle. Cool.
No, I did not. It must have been you.
Hey, what's going on? Where's all that rattling and banging coming from?
Flux, flitter, fly, shimmer, shoot, sweat, bliss sick, gloop, ooze, lurch, shudder, press, shudder, thud.
What the hell was that?
I think I'm going to be sick.
Yo, what just happened to us? Where are we?
Looks to me like the bottom of the sea.
In a daze, they both gaze through the filthy windscreen, faces flat to the glaze, they survey the strange scene. Below the thunders of the upper deep, far, far beneath in the abysmal sea, his ancient, dreamless, uninvaded sleep, the Kraken sleepeth. Faintest sunlights flee about his shadowy sides. Above him swell huge sponges of millennial growth and height, and far away into the sickly light, from many a wondrous grot and secret cell, unnumbered and enormous polypi winnow with giant arms the slumbering green. There hath he lain for ages, and will lie battening upon huge sea worms in his sleep, until the latter fire shall heat the deep. Then once by man and angels to be seen, in roaring he shall rise and on the surface die.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! Hello, you idiot! Sleeping sea monster! Quiet! If we don't disturb him, we'll be alright.
But look at it. He could swallow us up in one bite. I want to go home. I'm scared, Rosa.
Well, that's just great. What am I supposed to... Hey, look outside. Check out the little bubbles.
Oh no, now we really are in trouble.
The ice cream van is not an amphibious craft, and pressurized water starts to push through the gaps and the cracks in the windows and doors. A flood starts to form in a pool on the floor. Leaks turn to gushes, torrents and rushes. Frenzied and manic, the kids start to panic. Rosa screams.
We're gonna die! You're probably right, but we've still got to try. If this van got us here, it can get us back out. We must have done something to trigger it somehow.
It all seemed to start when you switched on that music.
You're totally right, except I didn't do it.
Whatever, we don't have long left. This water's nearly up to my chest. Let's just find that damn button you pressed.
With the clock ticking down to the children being drowned, they frantically search, splashing around, pushing each button, pulling each lever, freezing cold water getting deeper and deeper. Not long left now, only moments to go. Moss dives across to the old radio, bashes some buttons, and here comes that sound. It tingles serenely while they thrash around. Things start to clatter, the van starts to rock, the last breath of air is gone, and then... pop! They were back in the woods. Moss opens the door. Hundreds of gallons of seawater crash out onto the floor. And apart from the water, nothing had changed. The ice cream van was still exactly the same. Same brambles and creepers growing over the roof. Same dead leaves and litter, undisturbed and unmoved. Not one shred of proof of the magical truth or the terrible dream. Except for 2 soaking children fleeing the scene.
Bogle Episode 1, The Kraken, was written and produced by Dean Firth, and featured poetry by Alfred Lord Tennyson and music from the Shout, Whisper, Sing choir. The narrator was played by Angus Kennedy, Moss was played by Nina Richardson, and Rosa was played by Sarah Novak.